Hello, and welcome to Mental Health Bites. In this podcast, we'll review a timely topic related to psychology, answer one of your burning questions, and leave you with a practical tip to improve your mental wellness every single day. Let's dive right in to the timely topic of the day. Today, we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic that I think is going to surprise you. And this is all about whether or not your gym routine is actually contributing to worsening your mental health. So, hear me out. Many people think of exercise as a way to emotionally regulate and cope. I'm one of those people. Exercise is one of my tried and true techniques for feeling better, mind and body. However, it is important that we're doing this with moderation and intuition. First, we do know that countless studies tell us regular movement does help to regulate mood, increase your resilience, and manage your stress. But sometimes your gym routine might actually fuel your stress instead of relieving it. So, for example, if your nervous system is already dysregulated, you're going through a very high stress time, or you're somebody who's prone to depression and anxiety symptoms, then certain types of exercise, especially high intensity workouts, excessive cardio, or overtraining without rest, could actually keep your body in a constant state of fight or flight. Instead of feeling calmer, you might feel more jittery, restless, or even exhausted after working out. Let's break this down. At its core, exercise is actually a form of controlled stress. When you work out, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in. This is your body's fight or flight response. This is completely natural and even beneficial in moderation because it helps your body to build capacity, build resilience. It increases dopamine and serotonin and enhances your cardiovascular health. But here's the key: your body doesn't distinguish between different types of stress. Work stress, same nervous system activation. Cramming for an exam, same activation. Not sleeping enough, same activation. Pushing through an intense workout after a long, exhausting day, yep, still the same activation. In other words, your nervous system doesn't care whether the stressor is good or bad. It just registers it as stress. Now let's talk science. A 2019 study in the Lancet Psychiatry examined data from 1.2 million people and found that while moderate exercise improved mental health, those who exercised too frequently or too intensely actually reported worse mental health outcomes. That is, higher levels of stress, anxiety, and mood instability. A 2022 study in Frontiers in Psychiatry looked specifically at anxiety sufferers and found that high intensity workouts, when done without proper rest, led to higher cortisol levels and increased nervous system dysregulation. In simple terms, instead of calming down after exercise, their stress response stayed with them. And that actually does end up making your anxiety worse because that stress response stays activated for hours and sometimes even days. So, this explains why some people report feeling more anxious, restless, or even irritable after their workouts rather than relaxed. Now, let's talk about the more is better fitness myth. Social media and fitness culture often push the no excuses mentality. You've seen it before. If you're feeling anxious, sweat it out. You just need to push harder. More cardio equals more mental clarity. But this one size fits all approach doesn't actually work for everyone, especially those with an already overactive nervous system. Take Kevin Love, NBA star and mental health advocate. Despite being in peak physical condition, he suffered from crippling panic attacks. He later realized that overtraining without adequate recovery was exacerbating his stress rather than relieving it. Then there's Simone Biles, one of the greatest athletes in the world. At the 2021 Olympics, she made headlines by prioritizing her mental health over competition, recognizing that pushing her body through extreme physical stress was making her mental state worse. Even Tom Brady, arguably one of the most successful football players of all time, has built his longevity not on grinding harder, but on strategic recovery, mobility work, and mental resilience training. The takeaway: over exercising when your body is already in a hyper stress state can backfire. leading to more anxiety, burnout, and mood swings instead of relief. So, what should you do instead? That brings me to today's listener question. Today's question comes from Lisa in Chicago, and Lisa asks, Dr. Judy, I've always used the gym as my escape from stress, but lately I feel more anxious and exhausted afterward. Am I doing something wrong? Lisa, this is an awesome question because it highlights something many people experience but don't always recognize. I totally hear you. I love working out also as a form of stress relief. But more recently, I've realized that there are some days when I need to take rest days. And there are also some days where I just have to be more intuitive and more in touch with how I'm feeling and know that maybe today is not the day to work out because I'm already very stressed out. So, the first thing to check out is actually your workout intensity versus your recovery habits. If you're constantly doing high intensity workouts like boot camps, long cardio sessions, HIIT workouts, or heavy lifting without enough rest days, your nervous system may never get a chance to fully recover. So, I can't do HIIT workouts every single day. I can only do them a couple of days a week. Everybody is different. So, follow your own mode of what feels right to you. The second thing is tracking how you feel after your workouts. Do you feel calm, grounded, and energized? Or do you feel wired, irritable, and even exhausted for hours afterward? If it's the latter, your nervous system may be struggling to shift back into a parasympathetic rest and relaxation state. Finally, look at your overall stress load. If you're already dealing with work burnout, lack of quality sleep, or emotional stress, adding an intense workout to the mix that day can be way too much for your system. So, after asking yourself these three questions and finding out the response, and you're saying, Dr. Judy, obviously I need some help here. Here is how we can move towards a solution. And that brings me to today's practical tip. Instead of defaulting to more is better, shift your focus to what does my body need today? Now, I know that this can be a bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult and challenging for me because I kind of got into this routine where I just want to work out every single day. I try to schedule it in no matter how busy I am, even if it's a short workout. But I have actually started to feel better by asking myself, what does my body actually need today? And so, for you go getters, for people who like to check working out as a goal off your list, trying to make this mental shift is going to be a little tough at first, but I promise you the benefits are going to be enormous. A great way to do this, to really shift your focus to what does my body need today, is to practice what I call intuitive exercise. And that means you match your workout intensity to your nervous system's current state. Here's a simple framework you can try. First, do the morning scan. Before working out, take 60 seconds to check in with your body. Just do a quick body scan. If you don't know what a body scan is, it's essentially going really quickly, visualizing your attention going from your head through your arms, your toes, all the way to the bottom of your feet, and checking to see if there's any areas of tension or discomfort. And during this morning scan, you can ask yourself, are you feeling calm and rested? If yes, you can handle moderate or high intensity exercise today. However, if you're feeling anxious, jittery, or sleep deprived, opt for more lower impact movement like stretches, yoga, walking, or some simple mobility work. And again, you can still exercise, and I really encourage you to do it every single day in some form. It's just that not every day is going to be a big cardio session. Some days it's just going to be a few stretches, it's going to be a quick walk around the block. And really doing this morning scan early on so that you know what you're going to be targeting for the day is really important. The second part of this framework is the 80% rule. Stop before you reach total exhaustion. Exercise should leave you feeling recharged and not drained. So aim for about 7 to 8 out of 10 of effort so that you finish with energy left in the tank. Now, some of you guys know that I love running. This is a habit that's developed a little bit later for me, maybe in my mid to late 20s. I didn't really like running in high school or earlier, but I really loved running as I got older. And sometimes I just want to have the longest run. I just want to have a 7, 8, 9 mile run. Well, guess what? Most of those times are going to, one, leave me feeling exhausted, but two, I'm going to be late to something because I just don't have time for those long runs, especially because I'm a slow jogger. So there's days when I have to say, I could probably run another mile, but I'm just going to cut it off. Today, I'm just going to do a 3-mile run, and that's great because after I'm finished, I actually feel better. I feel like I have more energy left. And that's what you want to aim for, especially on a day when you're already stressed and have a lot on your plate. The third part of this framework is to balance highs and lows. If you do enjoy high intensity workouts, totally go for it, but balance them with parasympathetic friendly movement, things like breath work, stretching, or light strength training to avoid overloading your nervous system. And the fourth part of this framework is to track your heart rate variability. So, HRV is a great measure of how well your nervous system is recovering. So if you're wearing a Aura ring, a Whoop, or an Apple Watch, you can actually check your HRV at any time. It'll give you an assessment of how this is going. If you have low HRV, that means you should probably take it easy for a few days. If you have a higher HRV, then you're ready for a harder workout. So here's the big takeaway. Exercise should be a tool for mental clarity, not another source of stress. So listen to your body, adjust your workouts to match your energy levels, and remember, recovery is just as important as training. Thanks everyone for tuning in today to Mental Health Bites with me. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, there's plenty more where that came from. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and leave a comment below with your thoughts or any questions that you have. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends and family who might find it useful. Stay tuned for more helpful content, and until next time, take care of your mental health.